I am 60 years old and I love men in their 40s. I would love to have a relationship or a marriage with a military guy or some kind of like fitness guy with tattoos and a beard in his 40s, maybe early 50s, who lives in San Diego that I can see regularly and who loves my kids and my kids love him and we love having things to talk about. I know that exists. I'm motivated to make this video because a commenter by the name of Chris Johnson left a comment today or yesterday that he's 35, I believe, and his wife of 10 years is 49. They started out as friends with benefits and he just fell in love with her and he's still in love with her. I have, since I've been divorced in the past 10 years, met men who were younger than me that liked dating older women and considered an older woman. They would be like, okay, I'm 50, considering women between 45 and 60. I don't want someone who has young children. I don't want to date a younger woman who will still want children. I don't like younger women because they don't know yet what they want. I think if a man wants children, for sure he needs to go younger, but there are men who don't want that. I have a friend who is my age. She's got a super hot boyfriend and he provides for her. He's the breadwinner and he is hot and 30. So it has to be a man who's solid, independent. I'm not looking for sugar. I want a real man. And there are men like that. They tend to be like more deep thinkers, and they have a certain edge and sophistication to them. And that's what I need, someone edgy and a little more sophisticated, not like so safe feeling, if that makes sense. I did meet someone like that on Bumble a year ago, and I was so excited to meet him. At the time, I was an escort, and we were just messaging, a lot about Pilates, and he was telling me about his workouts. Like, he was not looking for sex. He was actually looking for a relationship. I could feel that. And then I'm like, I got to tell him I'm an escort, and I said, I just think you should know I'm an escort. I shouldn't have told it to him like that because he thought I was just on there looking for clients. So he responded with, darn, I knew this was too good to be true. And then he deleted me. And I've thought about him ever since. Like, it broke my heart that I let it go like that because he wasn't opposed to me being an escort, I don't think. But if he was, that would have been fine. But he thought that I was just on there looking for clients. He didn't think I wanted to date him because, see, for these younger guys, some of these younger guys just want to have sex with an older woman. But some of them want to date an older woman. And the problem is most women want a man older than they are. Older in age, more established, more money maybe, that's what they want, someone older. And so for these men that like older women, it's hard for them to know who's into that or who wants that. So especially because I'm 60 and I have 3 kids and I'm a grandma, and I'm still pretty fit and pretty open-hearted about life. Although I've been working the last couple of days on my guardedness and being more open. Because, see, after my divorce, I was so open. I was considering, like, anything is possible. Any guy I meet could lead to something. And then over the years, I became, like, more disappointed and, frankly, more guarded. And I really came in touch with that yesterday and have been working more, and I mean not working on, but letting those guards down, being a little bit more vulnerable. Because nobody can really, like on my social media and so on, because no one can really get to me unless, I give them my number or my address anyway. So the point being, I just wanted to put it out there that I'm a 60-year-old woman who likes that. Now, if you guys are watching my videos and you want to get with me, that's not it. I'm not looking for guys who want to get with me because I can get that walking out my door. San Diego is full of guys who want to get with me. And I don't want a guy that lives outside of San Diego because I want someone who is available to me, available on all ways, emotionally and physically, like within a 15-minute drive, ideally, because so we can be like, hey, you want to come over for dinner? Hey, you want to meet me at the beach for a walk? Hey, you want to spend the night and then go to work in the morning? I think about Camille Vasquez. I know a lot of women look up to her because she's so feminine and so sweet and so accomplished. She was the lawyer representing Johnny Depp. And she lives in Orange County. I think that her law office is in Los Angeles. Her boyfriend lives in London, and she's in London right now visiting him. And I'm like thinking, I would never, ever, ever, ever want to be in a relationship with someone. His business is there. Like, are they ever going to live together? Is he going to sell his business and come here? Is she going to move to London? I don't want that. Furthermore, one more thing I want to say about her, she's 36. She's kind of missed out on having kids. And so all the young women admiring her have to think about that. In order, a lot of women only want to work 40 hours a week. And in order to make partner, you've got to work those 80, 90-hour weeks. I have a brother who's a very successful corporate attorney. He used to work on Wall Street. And he finally left because it's like 90-hour weeks. You have no day off for years at a time. I met one of his colleagues once, and he had a wife and 2 little kids. And that day we went to one of the partners' houses out in New Jersey, this huge house, this elderly gentleman who was a partner at this Wall Street law firm. And my brother's friend said, hey, I just quit my job. I'm moving to a small town in West Virginia. I'm like, why would you quit your job? Do you know how many people you have to be on the law review for your law school? You have to have clerk for like a Supreme Court or federal judge in order to even get a job like that. I said, you know how many people want a job like that? Why would you quit? And he goes, I haven't had a day off in years. Thanksgiving, I kept a separate shirt and a bed at the office. And he said, Thanksgiving was my first day off in months. And I just sat down with my wife and my children and my in-laws for dinner when the phone rang and I had to go into the office. And I decided, that's it. And those are the kind of hours you need to put in. So you can't be a mom. You can't have it all. Kids need time and attention. And you need sleep, You need exercise, you need sleep, you need to eat. So you can have it all. And so what I'm saying is that those women that go after those kinds of jobs, they're giving up their personal life, they're giving up motherhood. And so I know I'm going off on a tangent, but young women seeing Camille Vasquez, seeing I can do that, just know what price you're paying. Just know what price you're paying. I personally believe in women working part-time so that we can be in some kind of a flow, because it's not feminine energy to do. That's masculine energy. And men want a feminine woman. And a feminine woman, to be in our feminine energy, we have to just, it's being, it's flowing, it's feeling. It's like music, art, dancing. And like me, I haven't worked all day. I'm just kind of flowing. And now what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Within structure, of course. So anyway, I've been, I've given up on meeting anyone, but as I've been thinking about lately, it's like it would be really nice. And, God gives us certain things. I can't make it happen. But what encouraged me was the comment by this person, Chris Johnson. That's his commenter name. I don't know if that's his real name. And then also there's an investment opportunity that I put in my heart like the end of last year, something I wanted. Because it reminds me of my grandfather. I'm like, yes, that's something I want for myself. And it fell into my lap as an opportunity in the last few days. And all I want to say about it is, it felt like the universe gave me something I wanted. okay? And it would be a joint venture with a really good friend of mine. That's the only friend I would ever go into business with like that, based on how long I've known her for 10 years and how solid she is. But the point I want to make is she brought this idea to me in a very pleasing way, like, yes, yes, I'm sold on it. And, you know, my trainer fell into my lap. Both of my trainers fell into my lap. This apartment fell into my lap. My car fell into my lap. My work fell into my lap. Like, I was just, my book, like, the ideas came, I did it, it fell into my lap. But the man thing hasn't fallen into my lap. And that's the only area in my life that hasn't fallen into my lap. And I don't know why that is. So I don't know if there's anyone watching this who understands what I'm speaking of. And I really like it when things fall into my lap. And life does work that way sometimes. Not everything has to be a struggle. And I don't know why this relationship thing hasn't fallen into my lap. It's because I haven't wanted the thing that God wanted me to have. I've been wanting the wrong thing, or I haven't really felt it in the same way that I felt the other things were possible. See, with my grandfather, I felt it because I saw it before. So I'm like, I saw that. I know what I felt like when I saw that, and I want that. With the relationship thing, maybe it's because I've never had it, so I don't really know how to feel it. I don't know. But I've experienced times in my life where something just appeared to me. Even every job I've had, it kind of fell into my lap, like some great jobs that were easy to get. You know, when life aligns, things come easily. It doesn't have to be a constant struggle. I mean, you still have to do things, but they're enjoyable. It flows. Life kind of flows rather than, you know, if you have to keep trying and there's a lot of resistance, it's not aligned. So I'm trying to figure out what I need to do with this relationship part. And maybe it's because I was thinking about the wrong age guys. I really don't know. I'm just going off and on a tangent. So this is just me putting it out there and sharing with you guys that I do want a relationship with the younger man. Today I was at Pete's Coffee after my workout, and I was speaking to the gentleman in line in front of me. He was about my age, and he had 2 daughters, and I was speaking to him. He was nice, but the conversation was difficult to maintain, and I was like, I don't know. I was like starting to feel like, I don't know. I was thinking, would I date this guy? Then I'm like, what would we talk about? What would we do? Like, I was just completely out of my element. Would we go for a bike ride? Would we have dinner? I was like, nothing feels like aligned for me for some reason. If I saw a younger guy, I'd be like, yeah. One thing I really liked about younger guys after my divorce was that I was starting my life all fresh. I didn't ask my ex-husband for money. I was like, I felt like I was 25 in an apartment starting from scratch. And I didn't want a guy with a house. I didn't want that. I didn't want a house and a garage full of stuff. I wanted nothing. When I left my husband, I took my baby grand piano, I took the bed, the one that in the guest room. It's a nice queen-size bed from the guest room, not his bed. I left him a Persian rug. I took a few Persian rugs and a couple dishes. That's it. I left everything else behind because I wanted to go through life free. And I think being with the younger guy gives me that feeling of freedom. Like, I don't want a bunch of stuff. It just feels trapping to me. It feels like weight. I like money, of course, and security, but I don't want a bunch of stuff, if that makes sense. And with the younger man, I just feel more freedom. I don't feel the trappings of a house and a garage and the kids and the stuff. But I know I've said I want to date somebody older who already has kids, but it does feel very trapping. So I'm just going to ask God to bring men into my life that want to date me and that would want to marry me. If I even dare say marriage, I'd get married again. Yeah, I would. And people will be like, well, if you have benefactors and you have a high body count, and how will you and how will you? And you know what? I don't have to answer all of it, because nature organizes. Nature is very powerful, and nature organizes. I don't want to have a plan. I didn't have a plan for this investment opportunity. It's even better than I imagined. It's just falling into my lap, and that's how this has to be. It just has to fall into my lap. I didn't plan my book. It fell into my lap. And that's how this guy has to be. I can't plan it out. I can't be like, it has to be like this and like this and like this. I know other people say make a list, keep a list, visualize what you want. And, but I can't. It has to just develop. It has to just come to me. It has to be just the right thing that God knows that I want, that the universe knows that I want. And then it has to develop. And the hardest part of it, you guys, you know what the hardest part of all this is for me? And I'm going to be really honest, because probably a lot of you can relate, is that, do I deserve that? Is it possible? And do I deserve that? Because I haven't had it. And that's the hard part about visualizing, is that, okay, when I have something, I feel like I deserve it because it's here. And if I don't have it, I think it's not here, I don't deserve it. And that's where some of the coaching around that is, feel the way you would feel if you had it. Feel the way you would feel if you had it. Because that helps you feel worthy of it, makes you feel like you could have it, makes you feel aligned when you do have it. Like, how would you feel if you had it, or picture it? But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes life just, in that area of my life has really felt kind of cruel to me, to be honest. It's felt cruel to me. And if anybody has any tips for me, I would love to have them. I would love to have them. Because what I've really done is I've given up and I've shut down. Actually, for this relationship part, I've been like, I don't see guys that I like. They're disappointing. I give up. I shut down. I don't need them. And then you can kind of go around just like shut down and be happy in your own little thing. And I don't ever want to be the woman who's like, I'll just have my cats, my girlfriends, and my travel. I don't need a man. I don't ever want to be that, because I don't ever want that. I want to be relational. I want to have that. I still feel that desire to connect with a man. I still feel that desire, and I feel a sexual desire. I like to be sexual. I like to be physical. And one thing I like about sex, it's not just the sex part. I kind of like the strength of a man, like roughhousing a little bit, tussling with him a little bit. Like, I love that stuff. Playing ball, playing catch, playing soccer, like just getting a little physical like that. I love that. It just lights me up, So I remember after my divorce, I really missed seeing a man get ready in the morning, shaving, putting on his manly clothes, a belt, polishing his shoes. Like, I love that stuff. But I've gotten so used to living on my own, and I don't want that to just be my forever. I know I just rambled. I probably rambled way too much. By the way, I do monetize my videos now because I make money off that. Not a lot, but a few dollars a month at least. Less than $100 a month, I'll put it that way. But I am monetizing my videos again. So I don't see ads in my videos because I pay for YouTube Premium. It's not that much. It's $18 a month, and I see no ads. So that's what people can do if they don't want to see ads. Anyway, thank you so much for watching my video, and may love find all of us.